Hi everyone, hello, welcome to Business Live. Tonight, concerns that Bank of Ghana's move to phase out 1 and 2 Ghana cedi notes could affect cost of living. Also coming up tonight in the news, Governor of the Bank of Ghana says a drastic reduction in interest rates will be determined by improved macroeconomic condition.
If we were seeing greater fiscal consolidation, demand for bonds from the banks were going down, you would expect that the lending rate would also follow. If we run a balanced budget in Ghana, banks are holding 80 billion cedis in government bonds. Where do you think that money would be? What do you think would happen to interest rates in that context?
And we'll tell you how operations of rural and community banks in Ghana are seriously being affected because of locked up funds at the National Trust Holdings Company Limited. Thanks for being with us tonight. Details right after this.
Hello, my name is Evans Mensah, and you can relive all the fun and excitement on Top Story, Newsnight, and of course, Ghana Connect via podcast. All you need to do is to log on to my Joy Online/podcast. Search for your favorite show and relive the moment. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, first up, Executive Director of the Center for Finance, Economics and Inequality Studies, Service, Dr. Benjamin Amoah, has said that the resolve by the Bank of Ghana to phase out the 1 and 2 Ghana cedi notes currently in co-circulation with coins could affect the cost of living in the long run. Now, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, told journalists Monday that the central bank had realized that it was not cost-effective to keep the 2 sets of notes in circulation as they mostly returned dirty and worn out, requiring frequent replacements. Now, according to him, the move would trigger a rounding up of cost of goods in the country. Listen to him.
You would recall that this was a note that was issued as a commemorative note. So commemorative notes are not notes that you continue to print, right? And therefore, what we have done in the last 2 years is to introduce the 2 cedi Ghana coin, right? And the 2 cedi Ghana coins, I believe, are circulating, and you would expect that eventually they would more or less play the role that the 2 cedi notes are playing. Both the 1 Ghana cedi note and the 2 Ghana cedi note would eventually be phased out because they are not cost effective in terms of the printing costs of notes that circulate very widely, and they come back very torn and soiled and very difficult for currency processing machines to process them. You have bales and bales of 1 cedi notes which we are not even able to process. So the view in the longer term is to more or less, get out of the notes of 1 cedi and 2 cedi, and then use the 1 Ghana cedi coin and the 2 Ghana cedi coin.
The central bank governor there addressing the press Monday. However, analyst Dr. Benjamin Amoah fears traders may inflate prices to correspond with the move by the central bank. He spoke earlier on the marketplace.
It is a case that the currency, especially the 1 cedi and 2 cedis, has to be taken out of circulation because for now, they are not cost effective in transaction. Many people on the street will not prefer to use it to buy. The bundle of goods and services that we consume now is more than the 1 Ghana and 2 Ghana cedis. So it is not a preferred currency on the market now. So yes, it is a good call that the central bank will consider to gradually withdraw it from the system.
Well, but those in the informal sector, the market woman, the food vendors could argue with your point because most of these services are within this bracket of transaction.
It is not the case that it is being withdrawn. Coins of 1 Ghana cedis and coins of 2 Ghana cedis will be minted to replace the fiat, the paper note. And so the woman at the market, the man at the market will still be able to transact in services or products that would need this level of currency. But if you look at the bulk of currency that we use, we are no longer running our businesses on 1 Ghana cedis and 2 Ghana cedis. Cost of living has gone up. And once cost of living has gone up, the currency that we prefer in terms of the value of currency, the denomination that we preferred, will move beyond the 1 Ghana and 2 Ghana cedis.
Well, so you had there the thoughts of Dr. Benjamin Amo of Surface, essentially making the point that people will be forced to round up figures and that may inflate prices on the market. Well, let's still stay with the central bank because the governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, has pointed to improve macroeconomic conditions as a major determinant for drastic interest rate reduction. This follows recent calls for the Bank of Ghana to do more in reducing the high lending rates. George Affe has more on this and other issues.
The governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, was first quick to add that a lot has been done on the monetary side over the years to help bring down interest rates, but maintained that so much can also be done when it comes to the fiscal side if you want to see that significant drop in interest rates in the country.
If we were seeing greater fiscal consolidation, demand for bonds from the banks were going down, you would expect that the lending rate would also follow. If we run a balanced budget in Ghana, banks are holding 80 billion cedis in government bonds. Where do you think that money would be? What do you think would happen to interest rates in that context?
Dr. Ernest Addison has also been given more details on how the almost $1 billion in SGR from the IMF would be used.
As you know, SGRs are mainly balance of payment support instruments, but the IMF has decided that we may also use it for budget support.
But has the economy fully recovered based on data coming from the Ghana Statistical Service and the Bank of Ghana as well? That's the question I posed to the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison.
We probably were hoping for a much stronger second quarter growth, but we believe that we are not out of the woods on that, and this is why we are saying that we would continue with the measures that we have put into place.
On the Ghana city, the Bank of Ghana noted that they don't see a strong pickup in the economy affecting the performance of the local currency going forward, insisting that they have strong reserves to defend the Ghana city when it matters.
Now, the profit before tax of the banking industry shot up by 27.4% to 4.9 billion cedis in the first 8 months of this year, signaling a recovery in economic activities. According to the Bank of Ghana, this is higher than the growth of 19.2% registered a year ago. Charles Nixon Abua takes a look at the developments in the banking industry.
Bank of Ghana described the banking sector as strong and well capitalized, with stronger growth in total assets, investment and deposits. This is represented in the financial statement of majority of the banks. It further said the financial soundness indicators had remained strong whilst the industry's capital adequacy ratio of 20.7% at the end of August this year was way above the regulatory minimum threshold of 11.5%. Net interest income, mainly interest from loans and investment, grew by 17.9% to 8.3 billion cedis at the end of August. This is marginally lower than the 18.7% growth recorded a year ago. Net fees and commissions, on the other hand, grew strongly by 21.8% to 1.85 billion cedis, higher than the growth of 8.9% for the same period last year. This reflected a continued recovery in trade finance-related and other ancillary businesses of the banks. Also, loan loss provisions for the period was far lower than last year. Meanwhile, private sector credit growth has not fully recovered to pre-COVID-19 pandemic levels due to lingering supply-side risk aversion from the shock of the coronavirus pandemic.
Now, the operations of rural and community banks in Ghana are seriously being affected because of locked-up funds at the National Trust Holdings Company Limited. In total, more than 100 million cedis worth of investments from the said banks are locked up, and all 145 of them held their funds with the NTHC until the central bank bank's clean up, which resulted in 53 fund management companies' licenses revoked. Prince Apia has more in this report.
All the 145 RCBs held their funds with NTHC until the central bank cleanup, which resulted in 53 finance houses and fund management companies' licenses were revoked. Interestingly, the license of NTHC was not revoked, which sent signals that it was operating on a stronger footing. But after months, the RCBs and other investors at NTHC are unable to access their funds. Sources at NTHC have said that the government owes them, in that those funds have been used for government contracts. Therefore, until government pays them, there's little they can do. But governments since December 2020 have carved out 8.5 billion Ghana cedis to help pay investors of the defunct asset management companies. 3.1 billion Ghana cedis during the mid-year budget in December last year, and 5.5 billion after the 2021 budget statement in Parliament. In addition, government in August this year released a total of 800 million Ghana cedis to be paid to road contractors as debt owed them. The question, however, is why was the NTHC license not revoked or liquidated to receive some of the bailout given the asset management companies? Again, if government is owing NTHC as claimed by its officials, then why is government not paying them as such? Why should the innocent investors suffer from these developments? The implications, however, are that the situation has already affected the capital adequacy ratio and profitability levels of the RCBs. According to them, when the locked-up funds are paid, they will be able to give more loans to support farmers as well as small businesses in the operational areas to help them expand, a situation which the universal banks are usually unable to support. Again, the RCBs have therefore cancelled most of their corporate social responsibilities they embark on in these operational areas. The rural banks have further argued that the Security and Exchange Commission acted within its mandate of protecting investors and authorized a partial bailout of up to 50,000 Ghana cedis to all customers of the affected fund management companies, but ignored to act on the situation with NTHC that is equally and directly guilty of same non-performance. Several attempts by these affected rural banks to retrieve their locked-up funds from NTHC have yielded no result, and this unfortunate situation has negatively affected the operation in many ways. In the wake of this development, the rural banks claim they are unable to wait any longer, regardless of the further promises still being made by NTHC. Government of Ghana, being the major shareholder of NTHC through its state agencies like SNIT, is now being called to do the needful to ensure it settles monies owed to NTHC, which NTHC claims is causing them not to be able to settle debt owed them to these poor and suffering rural and community banks. Prince Apia reporting.
And you're watching Business Live. We are taking a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Continental Free Trade Agreement towards zero barriers. Is that even possible? I'll be discussing that with the coordinator of the Africa Trade Roundtable coming up. Don't go anywhere.
What's up, guys? My name is Sammy Forson, host of the Weekend City Show and Ignition right here on Joy 99.7 FM. Well, anytime you happen to be busy and you miss out on your favorite shows right here on Joy FM, here's what you can do. Log on to myjoyonline.com/podcast. Just go on there and you'll find all your shows on demand 24/7. There you can catch up. Remember, Joy FM remains your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
Hi, welcome back to Business Live. Towards zero barriers, AfCFTA and regional trade unions. That is the theme for the AfCFTA Trade Roundtable organized by the UPSA Law School. It takes place tomorrow, and joining us with a look ahead is Gertrude Amokama, Law Lecturer and Coordinator of the UPSA Law School AfCFTA Roundtable. Great to have you tonight on Business Live. I know that currently there are efforts to remove some of the barriers to trade, but exploring zero barriers, isn't it asking for too much?
That may be a bit idealistic. I agree with you, Daryl. But the point is that that does not stop us from actually exploring that possibility. Now, the discussion tomorrow does not only focus on that. It also focuses on the role that trade unions have to play in the successful implementation of the AfCFTA. So we'd also want to hear from the various trade unions across Africa on their views on whether or not it's actually possible to have zero barriers, like you have just intimated. In addition to that, we'd also look at whether or not these trade unions were actually consulted in the negotiations for the AfCFTA and other related matters like their expectations and the regional experiences that they have had so far with their members on the expectations that their members have for the AfCFTA.
And by the way, what barriers are we talking about? Just cross-border barriers?
Not at all, even non-trade barriers. So any type of barriers at all that you can think of. We are bringing together these trade unions to ask them whether or not they think, first of all, whether it's even possible for these barriers to be taken away totally, be it non-trade barriers or what have you. So not only that, so many other type of barriers which affect or hinder effective international trade.
So tell us who the speakers are.
Yes, so for this event, we are bringing together representatives of trade unions from Namibia, from Kenya, from South Africa, and also from Ghana. So in Ghana, we'll be having a representative of the Trade Unions Congress in the person of Dr. Kwabena Nyaku Otu. We'll also have from Namibia, Dr. Michael Akupa. And then from South Africa, we have Caroline Ugala, who is Executive Director for the East Africa Trade Union Confederation. And finally, we have Hamida Didat, who is the Acting Executive Director of the National Labour and Economic Development Institute, also in South Africa. So really, you see that we have brought together, the UPSA Law School has brought together representatives and experts in trade from all across Africa for tomorrow's discussion.
Sounds exciting. So what's going to be the nature of the forum? Is it going to be virtual?
Definitely, it is going to be virtual. So it will be a webinar. And for details, you can just visit the website of the UPSA Law School or even the website of the Trade Union Congress, Ghana. It's important that I mention that we are having this webinar in collaboration with the TUC Ghana, who have been very wonderful in the lead up to this event. So you can visit the website of the UPSA Law School or the Facebook account or any other social media handle of the UPSA Law School, LinkedIn and what have you, for details of the webinar, which is happening tomorrow at 3 p.m. on Zoom.
Right, we will be following. Thank you so much, Gertrude, for your time tonight. Always a pleasure to talk to you. And well, whilst we talk about trade, we may conclude with this story on trade to do with the Ghana Export Promotion Authority and something exciting that they are doing. Let's see if we can hear from the GEPA, the boss, that is Dr. Ifua Asabiasare.
You want to chop money, you have to sweat. So this goes to our young guys out there. There is job in Ghana. I always disagree when people say there are no jobs. There are jobs in Ghana. I don't know the kind of job people are looking for. But, I mean, once we have almost about 35 million people living in Ghana, it means that there's a lot of things to offer in exchange for money. So our young guys out there, we should stop saying that there are no jobs. There are really jobs. Come to the village and you realize that people are taking as much as almost 1,000 cities of job done within a week. If only you are ready to work. They make money. They make big money just within a week. So I will encourage our young people in the city and our graduates to join us and to join
implemented by the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, that is the 6 months on farm training of the Youth in Export Program, in collaboration with the Youth Employment Agency, is aimed at building the capacity of the youth who are interested in agriculture to take farming as a serious enterprise and to be gainfully employed, to employ other youth, and above all, to become exporters in future, thereby contributing to the expected growth of export sector in line with the National Export Development Strategy. We are happy to report that a total of 20 trainees selected across the Eastern, Central and Volta regions were attached to experienced exporters in the horticultural sector and who gave each of them a practical on-field training in the production of pineapple, papaya, vegetables such as chili, okra and aubergines, with a focus on the export market.
Told you it was exciting. That was the Ghana Export Promotion Authority's boss, Dr. Sabia Sari, after the authority presented farm inputs to about 20 trainee entrepreneurs selected across Eastern, Central and Volta regions. Before then, you heard from Herbert Krapa, who is a Deputy Trade Minister. And that's Business Live tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. We will be back same time tomorrow.